Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to talk through some modifications for the Civil 3D pipe system and making modifications to an existing system that's already been designed. And Casey's going to walk us through that. He's got a project where he needs to make some minor changes to it, and he's going to show you what's the easiest way to get that done and how to make those changes. So let's learn.
Okay. Alright, we'll just start. We'll just jump in, make our new file. 0913. And storm sewers, that's going to import all of our invert data and stuff as long as it's correct in CAD. And then we just need to rerun the tailwater. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to open up another storm sewers. Where's the site? Florida? Somewhere in Florida?
San Antonio.
San Antonio, Texas?
San Antonio, Florida.
Okay.
We were thinking about calling the car wash the Alamo.
I'm going to open the old file just to look at the IDF data that's in here, the rainfall data for this, and compare the two, because I'm sure that they're probably different. And it looks like this is saved as San Antonio IDF, so I'm just going to go see if I can pull that, if it's saved in our, that's not the right thing. Support, documentation, stormwater hydro, hydrographs, San Antonio, Florida. Cool. So exit out of that. So that should all be saved. And then we'll just go ahead and enter in all the data that we need to enter into this file, because I'm assuming that some of the inverts and stuff have changed since March, or
Correct.
Since April, since I did it. So this is put back in with all the correct inverts. So I'll just copy all this stuff over. 0.13, 0.17. Okay. And the runoff coefficient is probably 0.95 for most of them, but just copy that. So throw out 0.95 for all of them, and then change the ones that aren't 0.95. Probably quicker. Okay. User should be 5 for the inlet time. And then all the rest of this should just be imported directly from the CAD, so all this stuff doesn't have to change. Go to our inlets. Looks like pretty much everything's a great inlet, except this guy's a combination, and that guy's a combination. A lot of times you can get into the weeds whenever you like specify everything as combination. You kind of can get away with believing everything is a manhole, and it will spit out the same number. Essentially, it like makes a very marginal difference, but it doesn't hurt to get more specific. Cool. Everything's on SAG, which makes perfect sense because it's designed well. Typically these are 2.4 and 1.75. Alright. Cross slope's 2%. Gutter cross slope should be 8%. Is gutter cross slope 8%? That's just what we typically, that's the gutter that we spec, correct?
Yeah, but this one, we're doing a monolithic curb and the paving right up to it, so just do 2%.
Gotcha.
And then maybe 1% for the other slope.
Local depression, I put as 4 inches on everything. I don't even really know exactly what it means. I think it's kind of a specific measurement for some sort of measurement about the geometry of the structures themselves. So
I think it's how much the inlet is down below the rest of the grate,
Yes,
which I
yeah.
think would apply typically to a catch basin,
yep,
but not to a grate because the grate would be at grade. So
yeah.
I would think that might be
Leave it
zero
zero.
here, but I'm not 100% certain.
Okay, gutter width should probably be 1.5. Well, we're doing monolithic, so I don't know that you can punch in 0 here. No, you can't.
So just leave it 2. That's fine. We're going to have a lot more pavement than 2 feet, so.
Alright, so that all looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and save that, and then we'll run it. Do they require 25-year and 100-year? We'll just run the 100-year. So, we'll run the 100-year return period, we'll do enhanced modeling system, and then we'll set our starting HDL at the tailwater, which is 93.86. 68, that's right. Okay. And then we'll okay. Usually I run it twice just because it can be a little funky and not save your data or whatever. So we'll run that, and then we'll hit profile, and we'll just run A1 through A5 and see what the HL looks like. And it looks pretty good. It's inside the structures all the way through, so which is typically the requirement, is keep the HCl inside the structures, and the 25-year HCl usually has to be with like inside the pipes, but that kind of varies by jurisdiction. But these look fine, so cool. And then just go ahead and look at the profiles really quick. Are they done already? Yeah, they're. A West, A1, Day 5, or nope, that's A1, Day 1.4, A1, Day 5. Yeah, definitely looks better than what it was before. This is the 100-year before, and it's like almost surcharging out of these structures up here towards the top. And then this guy. Can I close that window? Yeah. This guy looks a lot better. Just barely out of the pipe. So the scale on these is 24 or 20 horizontal and 4 vertical, so I can just export that. Set my scales to be the same, 20 and 4. And then we'll go ahead and find our project. Pasco Center, Hydro, Stormwater Profiles. I'm just going to make a new folder that's with today's date. That's different. And then we'll drop in our 100-year. Which is what this is going to be, and this is A1 to A5. And a quick little comparison. Go ahead and open that guy up. Zoom out real quick, and we can grab one of these guys, do select similar so that we see all of them. Join them, and then they're not on the 0 layer, so I don't want to import this Storm HCl layer. And then I'll just copy it from a base of, I'm going to assume the profiles is usually they're every 10-foot elevations, not these weird like 4-foot intervals like these that get exported. So I just copied it from the 90, and then I'll go back, and I'm sure that the 90 is probably, yeah, there's the 90. So I can just copy it right there. So this was the 100-year before, and then the red is the 100-year now. So, a lot better. And then I'll just go ahead and change this guy to the blue. I specifically picked these two colors. Why is that not deleting? I specifically picked these two colors for all the HCLs that I show on the profiles because they're thin line types, but also very dark. Typically, a lot of the times when you generate HCLs, the lines will be like super close to each other. Like, that just is kind of how the way that it works out.
And tell us what index colors those are.
They're 70 and 150. So this guy and this guy. When the lines are super close to each other, you don't want them to be like a thick line type, like green or red, or like blue. If you pick blue, that might be. Most of these along this bottom row that are the 100 darkness are medium thickness. So when they're really close to each other like that, they kind of overlap and you can't tell the difference. Or can't pick them apart. Cool. Guess not. So this is 100 year HL. Cool. Open this guy back up, then I can rerun it with a 25 year, 93.6 water. Run it once, usually nice. Profile, A1 to A5. Yep, all contained in the pipe. Go ahead and export 24. And then this is not the 100 year, this is 25 year. Same thing, A1 to A5. Cool. And I'll open that guy up. Close out of this one. Same thing, select similar, join them all, put them on the 0 layer, copy them from a base point that's an interval of 10, so do it from the 90. Give it a second to load, hopefully it didn't crash. Okay. And they'll paste it in at the 90. Paste it in, boom, there's our 25 year. We're going to go ahead and select indents color 70, which is what I typically do for 25 year. Same thing, multi-liter, we'll call it out. 25 year HGL. Oh, so there's one section done, and then for the rest of them, we'll just do the exact same thing. So we just ran it in the 25 year, so I'm going to profile the rest of the 25 years, which are A1 to A1.4, and these other little spurts, A2 to A2.1, and A3. I assume there's a 3.1 here that's not showing. I'm going to fix that really quick. Profile view properties, and then there should be a structure A3.1 that we can check off, which maybe there's not. Is there a trench drain on the site? There might be a trench drain at the end of this pipe.
Yeah, probably.
I would guess that this
Yeah, there
is.
you go.
That's not profiled though, so A5, A1.3. There's A3. There's A3.1. Okay. Go back. Profile view properties. Structure A3. Why is it not? Oh, there it is. It is checked. Okay, so for some reason it's not showing on the profile, and my guess is going to be that the alignment is not running through the structure. That's typically the case. For any structure or pipe to show on a profile, the alignment for that profile has to run through the structure. So just to troubleshoot that problem, I'm going to turn on my storm alignment layer, and that's why it's not showing up on the profile. Your alignments all have to, a point of intersection or an end point of an alignment has to go through, or the alignment itself goes straight through this point on all the structures, right? So this structure style has this point not directly in the middle, but like the grade inlets and stuff, it's directly in the middle, so you can just snap your alignment to the center of this block, like this, and it'll snap to the center of the circle. But for these guys, it's not in the center of the circle. So like it's pretty typical that people will turn this style on for a structure and then snap their alignment to the center point, which this is not at the center, and then their structure doesn't show on the profile. So I'm just going to grab this alignment and then I'm going to extend it to where it needs to be, and then just go right back to the profile, and now it's showing. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these two guys. My delete's not working for some reason. It's weird. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of those two guys. So, and then we'll rerun everything. So it should be A1 to A1.4. Sometimes it acts funny and resets on you like that. So there's A1 to A1.4. We'll export that. They should all be 20 and 4. A1 to A1.4. 24. We'll wait for that to finish exporting. Cool. And then we'll do, should be A2 to A2.1. And that's going to show the next downstream pipe, which we didn't profile. So I'll just make it A2.1 to A2.1 because it profiles from pipe to pipe, not structure to structure. So we don't want to see pipe A2. We only want to see pipe A 2.1, so that's why it's 2.1 to 2.1. And then we'll export 20 and 4. Same thing, A2 to A 2.1. Wait for it to finish, and then we'll export our last one, A 3.1 to A 3.1. Go ahead and export that guy, 20 and 4. A3, A 3.1. Cool. Now those are all exported. And close that guy out, and then we'll open up. We already did A1 through A1.5, so we'll just open up these 3. Copy from our base point. We're going to continue to do 90. And that was 3 to 3.1, which is this guy. Paste at 90. There's our 25 year. We'll go ahead and make that the correct color. Copy one of these multi-liters. Drop it on there. Okay, and close that guy out. Okay, and then A2 to A2.1. Same deal. Select similar, join, take it off the 0 layer. Copy it from 90. Pretty important to take it off the 0 layer. I've done it a couple times where I'll copy in my HDLs and forget to take it off the 0 layer, and then when I run CSVP all and go back to my profile sheet, they don't pop up because they don't recognize that storm HDL layer that's in these DXF files. So it's always good to remember to do that. Go ahead and paste that guy in right there. Should be that color.
Go back to the profile. Look at that. Wouldn't the 90 be halfway between that 92 and the 88?
Yeah, that's right. Which means where have I been copying it from? From
89.
89.
Go back and look and make sure.
Okay.
Because you've just been going up 2 nodes, right? So we probably just need to move them up 1 foot.
Yeah, so these guys, all just need to get moved up 1 foot. So move from 90 to 91. We'll go back to our, this was A1 to A1.5. Let's just look. That doesn't look right. That doesn't really look right.
Maybe
either.
some of them were right and some of them weren't. Go back to the output. This is the 25, output. Right?
Yeah.
So
that doesn't look right though, because it's not even at the top of.
It's 93.68, right? 92.
Yeah.
93.68. Oh, is it? It was probably a different scale.
No, I mean this guy's 20 to 4, and then this is exported at 20 and 4.
Okay.
So it should be the same scale. Let's just do this guy one more time. Just copy it straight from 92. Which would be that guy. No, sorry, that guy. Yeah, that looks right.
What snap did you use to grab that multi-liter?
I didn't use a snap, I just did copy. And then just copies from wherever your cursor is at when you copy.
Control Shift C and then Control V. Or Control C and then Control V.
Yeah. Yeah, like I'm pretty sure if I run Control C from over here and then do Control V, I don't know, I think somehow
Just always brings it back.
Control C. If I have my cursor way far and then copy it, it just always drops it in the right spot, I guess. Let's go and pick up A1 to A1.4. We'll just have to run through them all. Copy from the 92. Which is this guy. Yep. Okay. So those two are definitely correct. Let me reopen the A3 to A3.1 and A1 to A5 and just double check. So 33.1, same deal. We'll copy from the 92. And then we'll paste from the 92. Okay. Yeah, that looks more correct, I think. Alright. Cool. That one should be correct. We'll double check our A1 to A5. Copy from the 92. A1. Here's something that's does that include? Yeah, it does. Okay, it's the same. All right, from the 92. Yeah, that looks a lot better. All right, so all the 25 years should be correct. We just imported them all, made sure they're from the right elevation. So we can close these guys out, and then we'll double check the 100 year that we already pulled in for A1 to A5 after we export the rest of the 100 years. So open up our Stormwater Studio, or sorry, Storm Sewers, and then we'll go ahead and run our 100 year again, not our 25 year. Enhance modeling, put in our tailwater, we'll run it. I usually run it twice, sometimes I want to update the profiles. So I'll run it a couple times. Go to profile, A1 to A5. We already ran A1 to A5 and exported it, so we don't need to rerun this, but this guy looks like the 25 year. Am I right or am I wrong? Let's go back and double check. No, okay, this is the 100 year. Alright, cool. Here's 100 year, so we need A1 to A1.4. Go ahead and export that. 24, put our 100 year folder. It's A1 to A1.4. Cool, and then we'll do A3 to A3.1.
Mistake there. Go back to that pipe. This probably goes onto the second parcel, and we didn't change the second parcel's pipes.
Yeah,
so don't worry about this because we'll
this
have
is the
to
run
redo
to
that.
the other parcel. Yeah, okay.
Just skip this one.
All right, gotcha. 3.1 and 3.1 and 3.2 I do believe are both. Yep. All right. Export these guys. 24. 3 to A3.1. Export. Cool. Should all be exported now. Same deal. Open them all up. Let's double check the 100 year for the A1 to A5. We'll just do that really quick. And then we'll do a 2.1 and a 3.1. We'll ignore the A1 to A1.4 for now. Cool, all loaded, same deal. Grab them, select similar, join them, take them off Storm HCL, copy them from a base point, copy from the 92. That was 3 to 3.1. Save in really quick. Right protected. Save as really quick. Save with my initials. Cool, there's the 100-year. Sign it color 150. Both of these colors plot like the exact same in black and white. It's just good to have two different colors so you can tell them apart when you're working with it in model space. There's our 100-year. Cool. We'll double check this guy, which is A1 to A5. Copy from the 92. There we go. Cool. So that one should be correct. Last one is the A2 and A2.1. So go ahead and open that up. Select similar, join. Throw it on the 0 layer. Copy from the 92. Then paste this last guy in from the 92. Oh, there's our 100 here. Cool. We'll just throw in our multi-liters on all of them. One on that guy already, one on that guy already. Throw our last one right here. Boom. Now I've got finished profiles. Go ahead and save that.
Will you show us again how to export the pipes into storm sewer?
Whenever you want to export your pipes, if they're already done, the pipe network's been laid out in Civil 3D with your inverts completed. You can edit your inverts in Stormwater Studio, Storm Sewers, if you'd like. It's just a lot easier to edit in CAD and then export them because you have to punch in all the inverts by hand. You can't do any of the cool tricks like, holding one invert, like holding this end of the pipe, that invert, and then running it at a set slope that you specify the other direction. Can't really do any of that in Storm Sewers, so it's just better to edit them in Civil 3D. And then once they're done, you can go to your Analyze tab, this Design drop-down menu, and then click Launch Storm Sewers. It's going to give you this little pop-up menu, typically. That's just to launch Storm Sewers. If you want to export your pipes, you just click Edit in Storm Sewers. This is going to pop up this pop-up menu to export your pipes. This is where you would select your storm network and deselect your sanitary sewer network if you have a sanitary sewer network done with pipe network. It's also where if you wanted to just do the HCLs for only a portion of it, like if it's a big project with a ton of pipes and you separated some of the different totally separate networks of pipes into totally separate pipe network entities in CAD, you could check the one that you want to edit. Typically we just export all the stormwater pipes all at once. Press OK, and then you can name your file. I'll just name this EX, for example. It'll pop up, and then you'll have a little plan view that should be almost exactly the same. It will be exactly the same as your plan view. I can just isolate the pipes on this guy. Those look like those are on a different layer. Isolate those guys. So these are all our pipes in our CAD, and then these are the pipes comparatively. So gives you an exact plan view replica with all the inverts already punched in. It's got all the data about the pipe size already punched in. That's your line rise is your pipe size. Yeah, and then all your invert and rim elevations here, and then invert elevations are already punched in, as well as line slopes. So it'll all be exported. But just once again, I can't hold my invert elevation on the top end and then punch in whatever set slope to edit these. So it's just far easier. Anytime that I change the pipes, I almost always will make a new STM file, edit in Storm Sewers, so that it just exports all the inverts and stuff for me. I find it easier to go and change the information or just copy over the information like we did at the start, between these two as far as inlet type and location, etc. It's just easier to copy all that stuff over, just because a lot of the information that you have to re-punch in if you export a new file like this is pretty standardized. The gutter cross slope is the same in pretty much every file. Gutter width is the same in pretty much every file. Your structure shape and your length and width all get exported automatically as well, depending on if it's a like 5 foot diameter or a 4 foot diameter structure. So these are all 5 foot diameter, so that's what they get exported as. Yeah, grade area, grade width, all that stuff's the same every time you copy it over. So it's just easier to change all that as opposed to going one by one in each pipe and changing the inverts.
But if we only changed one pipe, then it could be easier just to change the inverts.
Correct. If you change one pipe, it is definitely easier to go one by one. In the event that you do that. But a lot of the times if you change one pipe, it'll affect other stuff upstream or downstream, and you go and edit it. So that's kind of up to you to make that call, but both of them are available to you, whichever way works for that scenario. So cool, there's our pipes for our profiles.